So, ladies and gentlemen, here is the new Smith-Acre Chris-Craft Lancer, a 1978, now vintage line of modern day Chris-Craft designs. This is a classic. 23 feet long. I don't know the beam. Beamier than the old boat though by, oh god, most of a foot, 8 inches, something like that. It's powered by a 350 cubic inch Chevy V8 engine. I will say the bugger is rather swift, a whole lot swifter than the Sea Skiff, that's for sure. Just showing the boat from the bow. I put new bow dock lines on. We even have a windshield wiper, but do not use a windshield wiper until we get a new blade on it. It's all ripped apart. It'll probably just scratch the windshield. The top, while mostly intact, is all mildewed. As I think you can see here, it's definitely ripe for replacing. Maybe we can do that for next year. I mean, it works. It's ugly. We'll wash it and put it out in the sun a lot this summer, and hopefully a lot of it will come out. But we'll see. You can see that the upholstery is faded and worn. Some split seams. And as you can see over here, just split material. And the short-term answer will be turquoise colored vinyl tape, and we'll just have a patchwork upholstery. Into the cockpit, right down here we have seats back to back, and I believe that extends out so you can actually lie down in the sun. The skipper's command center. See where the key is dangling, the key float dangling down below? I'm zooming in on it. That, there we go, right there. That key does not itself start the engine. It opens up the electrical line to allow it to start. So we reach down under there, put the key in, and turn it to the right. And then right there, the bottom lower switch, toggle switch, right, I'm trying to put my finger in the, right there. You push it up to start. Okay, and then when it starts, just let go. And you push it down to turn it off, and then you turn the key back upright to turn off the electrical system. These switches control everything. You'll see that we're missing one. Well, I can't see, the steering wheel's in the way. There you go. Right next to the steering wheel you see a hole. That hole is where the navigation light switch goes. And Steve, the guy we bought it from, is going to replace that. It wasn't working. He will replace that, and he will also replace the switch I'm zooming in on right there. See that toggle switch? I didn't even do the same thing with my finger again. Oops. Right there. That is what raises the lower unit up and down. Now, one thing about the lower unit. This is a Volvo outdrive. It is not designed to be run with the unit tipped up, as one might want to do in shallow water. This is critical to remember. Merc cruisers do that. The Volvo does not. It will tip up, but only when the engine is in neutral. Get in to the dock and then tip it up, or if it's really shallow, coast in. Where you're coasting, put it into neutral and raise it, and hopefully we catch the dock. We'll just have to get used to it. Alright, I am sitting in the commander's chair. Alright, so underneath here, you see the switch. I'm going to reach forward, turn it to the right. That's all we do. This is the throttle and the shifter. This button under here, you push up to shift it into forward or into reverse. Coming out of forward, you can put it in neutral, but it won't go into reverse. Likewise, from reverse, you can go to neutral. It won't go to forward. You must push this up to shift. This disengages the shift. You want to do this when the engine is cold. There's an automatic choke, but you want to give it some extra gas. Normally just push that in and then push this forward to give it some extra gas. Okay, so it's not in gear. And then here, see where it says start on the top and off down here? Okay, you can hear hopefully the engine going. It started. Just let it warm up for a little bit, and then we pull it back into neutral. This button will pop back out and it's engaged for shifting again. This is the wiper button, but don't use it because see the wiper blade is pretty beat up and I gotta get a new one. Horn works. There is a blower, which I didn't think to do before we started. It was probably a good idea to do it. This is a bilge pump. Pushing it down is a manual control to tell it to pump. So the light goes on telling you that. In the middle it's off. Up is standby mode, which just tells it to pump when if there's water in the bilge. The gauges work. This is just a thermometer. It's stuck on there with Velcro. Fuel. You can see this was full when I left the boatyard. It's down 1/8 of a tank coming out. I pumped 25 gallons in yesterday for $110. The voltmeter's working, RPMs works, engine temperature works, oil pressure gauge works. This is some gibberish that will disconnect sometime. It's some noise maker. This is a clock that's just stuck on there and no longer works and needs a battery. There's a depth finder, which I don't think works. RPMs. The boat will top out at about 43 or 4,400 RPMs. That's at full speed. Obviously, we don't want to run it at full speed because that really sucks gas. And you should never run it at full speed anyway. Running around from 3,000 to 3,500 is probably optimum. There's a compass, which requires adjusting because we're not headed west. We're headed southwest, but definitely not toward northwest. Up front is the V-berth. I just threw our life jackets from the old boat in there. You can actually sleep a couple of people there if you really want to. There's a little porta potty down there. This section in the middle of the seat comes out. You can sit there and use it if you really need to. Hopefully we won't, because then it just has to be emptied. That is my news for now. I'm going to get going, and I'll see you all later. The sea skiff, we could go into our slip in the boatyard, go around the corner coming in, put it in neutral and steer through it. And we could do that because we had a skeg and a rudder, which gave us control. In this boat, we don't have either of those things.